Have you ever noticed that sometimes the biggest turning points in life don't come from outside, but from within? It's not always about what the world gives you, but how you choose to see it. That's the real secret: awareness. To be aware is to awaken, to open your eyes not just to the world around you, but to the reality within yourself. You see, the mind is powerful, but most people are walking through life without ever really using it consciously. They are caught in autopilot, repeating patterns, carrying burdens, and living by default. But the secret that was meant for you, and you alone, is this: once you become aware, truly aware, your life will never be the same again. Awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. The furniture was always there, the space was always present, but until you lit the lamp, you stumbled, you tripped, you felt lost. That's how life works. The challenges, the blessings, the opportunities, they're all there. But without awareness, you don't see them. You walk past doors that were meant for you. You ignore the signs that were guiding you. You miss the lessons that were shaping you. But when you become aware, everything suddenly makes sense. The struggle you went through yesterday starts to look like preparation for tomorrow. The pain that once broke you begins to feel like the very thing that made you unshakable. The secret is not hidden somewhere far away. It is within you. And yet, it is hidden from so many people because they never stop to reflect. They never pause to ask themselves, what am I learning here? What is this moment teaching me? Every setback is whispering something to you. Every success is confirming something about you. But if you don't cultivate awareness, those whispers get lost in the noise of life. Think about it: how many times have you prayed for strength, only to find yourself placed in situations where you had no choice but to be strong? How many times have you asked for patience, and life tested you with delay after delay? This is no accident. This is awareness training you, shaping you, lifting you into the person you were meant to become. The secret is not that the challenges go away, but that your perception changes. You begin to see them not as barriers, but as bridges. And here's the beauty of awareness: once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you awaken, you cannot go back to sleep. The truth remains with you, no matter where life takes you. You begin to notice the small blessings that others overlook. You find gratitude in moments that others complain about. You uncover purpose in places where others see nothing but emptiness. That is the hidden power awareness gives you. It transforms not your world, but the way you walk through it. And let me tell you, when you begin to live with this awareness, people will notice. They'll see a light in you they can't explain. They'll feel peace in your presence, even if you say nothing. Because the one who is aware carries a calmness, a certainty, a quiet strength that doesn't come from the world. It comes from within. So remember this secret: awareness is the doorway. Once you step through it, you will no longer stumble in the dark, because the light of understanding will always guide your path. One of the most powerful secrets hidden inside your mind is perspective. You see, two people can go through the exact same situation, but one comes out broken while the other comes out stronger. What makes the difference? It's not the difficulty itself. It's how you choose to look at it. Perspective is the lens through which you experience life, and if you change that lens, you change your entire reality. Life is not about avoiding storms. It's about learning how to see them differently. When you see a storm, you can either curse the rain or thank it for watering the seeds you've planted. You can either look at your struggle as the end of your path or see it as the beginning of your transformation. That shift in perspective is the secret most people miss, and it's the one that was meant for you. Because the truth is, the world outside rarely changes. It is the world inside that transforms everything. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who loses their job. For one person, it becomes a label of failure. They sink into despair, convinced that life has betrayed them. But for another, the same loss becomes an open door. They say, "This is my chance to build something new, something better." The situation is identical, but the outcome is worlds apart. Why? Because one saw loss and the other saw opportunity. That's the hidden power of perspective. It can turn endings into beginnings, pain into strength, and obstacles into stepping stones. Perspective is not about denying reality. It's about redefining it. It's about saying, yes, this hurts. Yes, this is hard, but I will not let this define me. I will let it refine me. When you adopt this mindset, suddenly, every difficulty carries within it a gift. The betrayal that broke your trust teaches you discernment. The failure that crushed your plans builds your resilience. The heartbreak that shattered your heart awakens your compassion. Perspective doesn't erase the pain. It transforms it into purpose. The truth is, perspective is the greatest secret weapon you already hold inside. Because no matter what the world throws at you, your perspective is yours. Nobody can take it from you. People can take away your position, your wealth, even your comfort, but they cannot control the way you choose to see your life. That's why some of the happiest people in this world are not the wealthiest, and some of the strongest are not the most privileged. They simply mastered the secret of perspective. They chose to see meaning where others saw nothing. And here's what happens when you shift your perspective: your energy changes. Instead of dragging yourself through life with bitterness, you begin to carry yourself with hope. Instead of waiting for things to be perfect before you're grateful, you start to see blessings in every imperfect moment. And once your energy changes, life begins to align in ways you never imagined. Because life responds to the lens through which you see it. So the secret is not to wait for life to be easy. The secret is to train your mind to see the hidden lessons within the hard times. The secret is to rise above temporary pain and fix your eyes on eternal growth. And when you begin to see this way, you'll realize that the struggles you once cursed were actually shaping you for the very future you prayed for. So hold on to this secret. Perspective is not just how you look at life, it's how you live it. And when you master this, nothing can break you. Because you'll always find a way to turn darkness into light. There is a secret hidden deep within your struggles that very few people ever discover. It's the secret of resilience. Resilience is not about being unshaken by life. It's about being shaken and still standing back up. It's about falling down 7 times and rising 8. And the truth is, resilience is not something you're born with. It is forged in the very fires of hardship you wish you could avoid. Think about it. Every time you faced something you thought you couldn't survive, yet here you are, listening to this message, breathing, living. That in itself is proof of your resilience. You may not feel strong in the middle of the storm, but every step you take forward, every tear you wipe, every time you whisper to yourself, "I will not give up," resilience is being built inside you. This is why your struggles were never random. They were the training ground for the strength you would need tomorrow. Resilience is the difference between those who stay down and those who rise to create something greater out of their pain. Life will never promise you a smooth road. There will be heartbreaks, betrayals, failures, and moments when everything seems to collapse. But resilience whispers, "This is not where my story ends." And the more you practice this, the more unstoppable you become. Let me ask you this. What if every setback you faced wasn't designed to destroy you but to prepare you? What if the reason you've been tested so often is because life knew you were capable of carrying something bigger, something greater? You see, diamonds are not formed in comfort. They are created under pressure. Steel is not strengthened in silence. It's forged in fire. And the most resilient souls are not born in easy seasons. They are shaped in seasons of trials. Resilience doesn't mean you don't cry. It doesn't mean you don't break. It means you learn how to heal, how to rise, how to walk again. It means you understand that scars are not signs of weakness, but marks of survival. Each scar you carry tells a story that you endured what should have destroyed you, and you came out wiser, stronger, more alive. And here's the hidden beauty of resilience: the more you build it, the more it changes not only how you survive, but how you thrive. Resilient people don't just bounce back, they bounce forward. They take the lesson, the wisdom, the strength, and step into the next chapter of life with a power they never had before. That's why sometimes the very people who have suffered the most carry the deepest wisdom and the strongest light. Because what tried to break them actually built them. This is why resilience is not a weakness. It's your superpower. It means no matter how hard life strikes you, you will rise again. And every time you rise higher than before. This is the secret meant for you. Life is not trying to crush you. It's training you. The weight you are carrying is building muscles you will need for the destiny ahead. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is not the full picture. This moment, as heavy as it feels, is shaping you into someone who cannot be defeated. Because resilience is not just about surviving the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain, to find meaning in the struggle, and to emerge stronger than you ever imagined. So don't despise your struggles. Embrace the resilience they are building inside you. Because resilience is the secret key to unlocking a future that pain alone could never give you. One of the greatest secrets hidden in life's challenges is the secret of perspective. You see, the way you choose to see your struggles can either imprison you or set you free. The same event, the same difficulty, the same pain, looked at through two different perspectives, can produce two entirely different outcomes. One perspective says, "This is the end of me," while the other whispers, "This is shaping me into someone new." Perspective is powerful because it doesn't change the situation. It changes you within the situation. When you shift the way you look at things, the things you look at begin to shift. Suddenly, what felt like a curse starts to reveal itself as a blessing in disguise. What seemed like rejection becomes redirection. What looked like loss turns out to be the foundation for growth. Many times in life, we are blinded by the immediacy of pain. We see only the hurt, the difficulty, the setback. But if you pause, step back, and see the bigger picture, you begin to notice something profound. Life never wasted a single one of your struggles. Every dark chapter had something hidden inside, a lesson, a strength, a doorway to something better. Perspective allows you to uncover those hidden treasures. Think about this. If you only ever saw the seed buried in the soil, you might think it had been lost, forgotten, covered in darkness. But from another perspective, that burial is the beginning of transformation. Without being placed underground, that seed would never become a tree. And in the same way, some of the darkest moments in your life are not burials. They are plantings. They are the soil from which your growth will come, even if you can't see it yet. Perspective also teaches you gratitude in the middle of struggle. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What is this trying to teach me? What can I gain from this experience?" That small shift opens your heart to strength and wisdom that pain alone cannot provide. And once you begin to see your trials as teachers rather than enemies, everything changes. Here's the truth. Your perspective will either magnify your pain or magnify your potential. The situation may remain the same, but your vision determines the outcome. If you see yourself as powerless, you will remain stuck. But if you choose to see yourself as someone being trained, being refined, being prepared, you will walk through the storm with courage. You'll hold your head high, even when the winds rage against you, because you know there's meaning behind the madness. And perspective doesn't just help you, it empowers others. When people see you endure hardships with hope, with strength, with faith, they begin to ask themselves, if they can survive that, maybe I can survive my storm too. Your perspective becomes a light in someone else's darkness. So remember, the pain itself may not be optional, but your perspective always is. You may not get to choose the storm, but you do get to choose how you sail through it. Will you see it as destruction, or will you see it as direction? Will you let it crush you, or will you allow it to carve out a stronger version of you? The secret is this: perspective transforms pain into purpose. It takes the same hardship and gives it a new meaning, a meaning that empowers you instead of breaks you. So whenever you face the darkness again, ask yourself, what perspective am I choosing right now? Because your answer could be the difference between being trapped in despair and walking into destiny. Remember, it's not the weight of the storm that defines you, but the perspective you choose to carry through it.